Orthodoxy is growing in America. For far too long, Orthodoxy has been the best kept secret in America. But that secret has gotten out. People are going to divine liturgy, they're reading the Orthodox saints, ancient, medieval, and modern, and they're seeing this living holiness, this way of life to really have communion with God, to have theosis, that we can really live out the gospel. And a lot of people don't know that Orthodoxy has actually existed in America for hundreds of years with St. Herman in Alaska. And today I want to talk about an awesome documentary that came out last year called American Orthodox Film. And I've seen it twice and I really enjoyed it. And now you can watch it on Orthodox Netflix, which is called Logo Cinema. Definitely go check them out, support them, service and streaming service if you want more Orthodox content. And so today I want to show a clip from this American Orthodox film because the creator, John Hammond, actually, I asked him if I could share a clip and he sent this to me. I was amazed by the cinematography in this movie. The movie has lots of great priests and they say some really inspirational things and sharing their stories from converts and also talking about the history of Orthodox in America. I highly recommend watching the movie, but I want to show a quick clip, and if you like that, definitely go watch the full film. Thanks, John.
People are missing something. In this ease that we have, people are dissatisfied. They're restless, and they're looking for answers to that restlessness.
People are hungry. The world is very loud and noisy. And the only way out is not some talk show host, not some psychologist, not fancy foods, and not a vacation to Hawaii. They stumble across, by God's will, to the Holy Church. Life isn't just about being an inhabitant, and breathing and eating, living.
We lived in the Bay Area, my wife and I. I remember one day she invited me to say, "Here, there's a Greek festival in town, let's go do that." You know, something to do. And so I went to the Greek festival at a Greek church, which I didn't even realize that's what it was. I just said, oh, it's a Greek festival, it's a lot of food. At the time I was like, oh, these people are really religious. They're into all this, you know, I didn't really know what it was. But years later, as I kept searching, I kept feeling empty. I thought, okay, there's gotta be more to it. There has to be some kind of community. When I read the Bible, I see Christians communing together. I see them gathering together on Sundays. I wanted to find the truth is what I'm looking for. I want to feel, you know, not just that I feel good about it, I want it to be true. I was like on YouTube or something and looking and I saw something about ancient Christianity and I saw discussions and people talking and pictures and images of these Orthodox churches, and I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know what it was. And then as I looked, I said, well, I'm in the Bay Area. I wonder if there's any Orthodox churches near me. And I found a church and I just started attending it and I met the priests there and I started talking to them and learning about the faith, and I was very surprised. And it was a Greek Orthodox church. Little did I know that as I started going to that church, I started getting more involved in it. And then I remember my wife was like, are you still going to that church? And I go, yeah, you want to? And she would come sometimes. And then I asked her, I said, you know, remember that Greek festival we went to that one time? And she goes, oh yeah. And I go, yeah, where was that? We should go to one of those again. She goes, that's the church you're going to.
As a college student, reading Dostoevsky at that time, reading the Brothers Karamazov, I would say gave me somewhat of a spiritual crisis. As a young man who was not a part of a church at that time, probably not unlike many people today, somewhat of a Christian background, but very much searching, and through that, God began to work on my heart as I began to look more deeply, reading the Bible, reading more about church history, the seeds that were planted, and becoming aware of the Orthodox Church, something that I hadn't really known as much about within the Christian tradition. And when I came to visit an Orthodox church for the first time and experience the divine liturgy, I sensed the presence of God in a way that I had not before. The worship really spoke to my heart, this experience of a faith that is so alive, of a worship that's so alive, of a Christianity that is so full and vital.
Part of what my journey was just starting to realize that I was going in a lot of different directions, seeking a lot of different things, and I was looking for some answers. I didn't even know really what the questions were sometimes. You know, we think we need answers by, you know, like reading different books or getting like some new philosophy or new ideology or following a new trend or like some new technique. But what I found is that most of them were very either deceptive, distracting, or damaging.
In my search, or in God's taking me back to himself, led me to ride my bicycle, a Raleigh 10-speed bicycle, up to Alaska. That was my journey. And I ran into a bunch of Christians up in Eureka who belonged to a group of, again, converted hippies and all assorted lifestyles at a place called Lighthouse Ranch. We learned about these special saints that had a story of their own. St. John Maximovich, for instance. It was back in actually 1987 when I was introduced to St. John Maximovich. The spirituality that the church offers in the Orthodox Church is profound. It's deep. It's a deep well.
We are reminded that we're surrounded by the great cloud of witnesses, as St. Paul writes to the Hebrews. We are inspired to imitate their lives, to remember God through their example, and that we're not alone or isolated, but that we live within this continuing tradition of the church on earth and the church triumphant in heaven. And that here we are all together, especially in the context of worship, that we really are together, as heaven and earth in the Orthodox Church come together in one place in the divine liturgy.
St. Innocent, St. Tikhon, St. John of San Francisco, St. Peter, walking these same streets that I've walked. They're like our older brothers. They're like my older brothers, and they're like people that I know that they're looking out for me. There's a kind of a peace when you know you're not on your own.
We talk about the sea of life surging with the flood of temptation, the storm of temptations. And then the hymn goes a step further. It says, I run to thee, O Christ, right? And I think people find, just like in the 1850s or the 1860s or the 1917s, in 2024 and 2025 and beyond, the world feels very unsteady for people, and people are looking for something solid, something that is permanent, something that is clear-minded, and I think with God's help, the Orthodox Church provides that, thanks to just the day-to-day work of the saints.
Doesn't matter what we contrive, what experience we set up for ourselves to be ideal, we will always be left empty. The only way is through that labor, and that labor is the cross. People are bearing crosses, and they want answers to why they have a cross. They want to resolve the problem of the cross for themselves. Our life is bitter, it's undrinkable, it's unbearable, our life. But then when we bring the cross into it, then our life can be not only potable water, it can be sweet. Our life can be very sweet through the cross.
I think so much of what the world gives too is such a negative message that you can't change. You're just stuck the way you are. Get used to it. Things are bad. Whereas Christianity has an endlessly positive message that says, oh, yes, we're messed up, but Jesus Christ loves you anyway, but invites you, calls us to be changed, to be transformed, not just to, in a sense, stay where we are in a dark place, but to take up our cross and follow Him.
If you enjoyed that clip, go watch the full film on Logo Cinema. Some really good guys behind that. Orthodox Ethos actually did a full interview with the two of the creators of Logo Cinema. So it's a really good cause. I'm really excited to see these types of platforms grow so we can get the truth of Orthodoxy out there. Definitely go check those out. God bless.